Hey, so I've found myself in possession of 4 fairly normal to desirable sets of Strat pickups, and for my own memory, which is notoriously horrible, I was going to install all of these in the same Strat and play them with the same settings and see kind of what the differences were in all of them. And I decided, well, if I'm going to make a video for me, might as well put it on my YouTube channel, but just so you know, this is for me, so if I don't do something you wanted me to do, sorry, not sorry. Okay, but we're going to try. This is a set of Japanese-made Fender pickups out of a Strat, standard set. This is a standard set of Mexican-made Fender pickups. Should be interesting to see what the difference in those are. These two are a little weirder. This is a Dimarzio Area set. This is 161 and 258s. This is a pretty common setup that people do. And then these are a set of bare knuckle Trilogy suites. These are really odd ones. So we're gonna stick all of these in this beloved 1986 beat up Japanese made Stratocaster that I've had for like 23 years. And we will see what's up. Now the first one I'm going to try, just because I've had that Strat, like I say, 30 years, but I got it with not the original pickups in it. And I just recently got a hold of these factory ones, so I'm really excited to hear kind of what it sounded like originally. So let's put these in and see what happens. These are, by the way, I'm going to give you the resistances for all of these. And I'll put them in the screen below, but just so you know, these are a pretty common Strat set, so let's see what they sound like. To me, that's pretty pleasant. Not too shiny, not too attacky, but still has that sort of intense bridge pickup thing. Now, position number 2. This is one of my preferred positions because you can get that. It's a little more bouncy. Still has a little bit of that mid pickup sort of thing. And then of course beef. Number 2. A little fuller. And then the middle one, and what you do with beef in the middle. And number 4, neck pickup. obviously with any sort of regular low output single coil like this in a house with very poor electricity, you're going to have a lot of noise. But hey, we'll have some pickups later that won't quite be this noisy. So. Middle. Neck. So that's pretty cool. As I say, I really enjoy hearing sort of the original sound that this poor little guy had back when it was brand new, when it was just a ween. So let's take a look at what the Mexican ones sound like. So the next set are these made in Mexico Strat set, and these are pretty identifiable by these two magnet pieces on the back. That's generally the Mexican ones. Except the only reason I bring this up is this is a Squier one, probably a Korean one, or maybe it came out of a Classic Vibe or something, but this also has the two magnets on the back. Now, the interwebs are full of varying information on how to tell the difference on them, except for output. Apparently this is much lower, but this one, I don't know if you can see, but the bobbin's ripped on it, so I can't get a clean reading on it anyway. But I'm sure it came out of a Squier, but they say these are 3.8, 3.9, something like that, and so they're a lot less output than the Mexican ones, but other than that, I don't see how to tell the difference. But nonetheless, I'm positive these are from a Mexican Strat, because these, as I say, are a little bit hotter than the Japanese ones. So let's see if anybody out there in internet land can tell me a better way to identify. Oh, by the way, I'm told that these Squier ones will have a little bit of a swirl on the top, which may be a little bit, but and these are supposedly steel ones without a swirl marking at the top of the poles. Don't know. I know what these came out of, so we'll have a look here. Spanky. Viva Mexico. These obviously are, yeah, quite a bit, I don't know, they're quite a bit higher. They didn't read that much higher gain, but to me they sound a lot gnarlier than the Japanese ones. And then they have, I don't know, just a little more bounce to them. That's just the bridge one. Let's take a look here. Brighter, huh? And in the middle. I like that. It's a bit dirtier, but Still has that bell Strat sort of thing. That's position 4, by the way. And then the neck. I definitely like the bridge and the middle one better on this set. The neck one, I don't know, it isn't quite as poppy as the Japanese one to me. But it still sounds fantastic. I definitely, overall, I prefer these. Cool. These poor strings are gonna see a workout today. Cool. And mids. And number 4. Now anticipate that these will be just as noisy as the other ones, although pretty much. Bit of that single coil thinness up there, but yeah, those are much harsher than the Japanese ones. I think for higher gain stuff, I don't like these as well, but for like a Rory Gallagher thing, that might be pretty cool. And then the middle one. Neck. That's a little bit clearer. That's a little harsh, but still cool. All right, well, let's get into some strange territory now. Let's check out the Dimarzio Area series. So this is an Area 61 by Dimarzio. This is the one for the bridge. And the interesting thing about these are technically they are humbuckers because instead of having two coils next to each other, they've got You see I've got one coil on top of each other, which by the way makes them slightly wider. So I believe, yeah, I believe I've had them in this before, but surprisingly though, they're still pretty low. They're pretty low output. In fact, these are the lowest output ones we have today, except for the bridge one on the Japanese set, I believe. But that makes them low output and also noiseless too. So these are pretty neat. So these, by the way, do come with the two little wires to coil tap it if you'd want. I'm not sure why anybody would ever want to do that, but maybe someday I will. Twang. Seem to me as spanky as the Mexican ones. But really bright. Alright, position 2. And even on this clean setting, you can tell how quiet they are. Middle. Yeah, they're not as bouncy. And then number 4. Now we're getting somewhere. And then the neck pickup. That's definitely smoother. Cool. Now I have a feeling this is probably going to be where it comes into its own, as they say. So quiet. It doesn't lose any of that definition like you do with a lot of the bigger, hotter humbuckers. That's nice. Okay, number 2. Cool. Middle, which this will probably do this thing better. Then number 4, if you were to want to do then finally the neck pickup. Yeah, this is definitely made for a little bit crunchier stuff, so let's try it on something real crunchy. But listen. That's rocking. Okay, middle. It's weird, it didn't seem to have that much attack when it was clean. That's cool. And then finally, oh, I've skipped number 4. Number 4 would be... Yeah, that's nice. Because they're noiseless, but because they're so low gain, you still get all that definition. Cool. Well, now finally let's check out something that is absolutely the opposite of that. Let's see what these bare knuckles do. Now, these are bare knuckle Trilogy suite, and I had never tried a bare knuckle before, and I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago these came across my transom relatively inexpensively, so I got them, and these are weird. These are absurdly high gain. These are not noiseless, and they really have a unique sound to them. In fact, these are what I had in this Strat before this, so let's have a listen to how they sound back to back with these others, because they're awesome. So one thing, because of the drastically higher output on these pickups, this is the sort of thing that really plays with pedals and things differently. Like it'll push my tube screamer way differently than the other ones do. And just in case anybody's wondering, or in case future me is wondering why I'm not clearly, or using the amp that's clearly behind me, it's because I don't actually have a proper cabinet for this amp at the moment. This is all I have, which I made out of plywood and a 6x9 that I got out of an 85 Peugeot, which sounds surprisingly good in the mids and in clean stuff, but it doesn't handle gain very well, and it doesn't do lows at all. And so I am using a modeler, but the other thing is I can be sure when I'm done that all of these settings that you're hearing for each of the different ones are all exactly the same, which I kind of like. So, at any rate, if you were wondering why I'm not using a proper amp, that's why. let's take a look at some Bare Knuckles Trilogy Suite. Definitely brighter. And definitely pushing the imaginary amp a little harder. And this is number 2 then. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice, bouncy, and loud. So this will be the mid. Yeah, definitely puffier. Really attack. Number 4. Way brighter. All the way around. Because even up here on number 4, you still get that. That's nice. Oop, except the switch. And then the neck. But yeah, that sounds, as I say, it's absurdly high gain, and so in the clean settings you get a lot of that really cool attack, and that's why I like these mostly. It's just because counterintuitively, to me a higher gain single coil does better with lower gain settings, because it pushes the pre's a little more and you get a little more of that sparkle. But let's take a look at now what it does with a little more crunch. So great. Thin to me. That's on the bridge. This will be number 2. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then the middle one. Still a bit thin to me, yeah? But again, kind of like the which one was that? You could definitely get a nice sparkly chord with that. Nice. And then number number 4. That's nice, that's a little more rounded. Low end too. In fact, it just seems to have a lot of low and a lot of high. And then of course the neck. And then, well, let's get it on some real high gain stuff. Ooh, noisy. It just pushes those preamps so hard. I'm afraid some of that's pushing the preamps on the mixing board even. That has a lot more definition, I think. Aside from the noise, it's a lot of fun to have high gain single coils. It's so scoopy. No mids at all. This is definitely the weirdest thing. Interesting. So I've finished all of the ones that I was planning on going through, but I've got a little bit of time left, and so I thought I'd get a little silly. I have this set of 3 Gibson P90s, and I always wanted to build a Strat with 3 P90s. I've never played one with 3 P90s, and I'd love to try it and see what it sounds like in this, but I can't, because as you can see, I don't have the middle one routed for a humbucker. But I was noticing that I could technically like tape these down. I'm not willing to do anything permanent, but I could try this with 2 P90s and, I don't know, see what happens. So let's see if it works or not. If it doesn't, I will probably edit this and not even show you, but hey, let's try it. Well, it's not the most ridiculous state I've ever had this guitar in, but it's close. So because obviously I don't have any way to adjust the pickup heights, they were pretty high, and so I had to just drag the action up into the stratosphere. Looks like I may get most of the frets, but anyway, this is just to goof off anyway, but let's see what it sounds like. This will be the bridge pickup. Really smooth. In fact, I bet that will do that pretty well, yeah. Tune that. Strings really don't like being adjusted at the saddles while they've already been stressed all day. These will definitely be destined for the trash at the end of the day, but it was worth it. Oh yeah. So it's not bright at all, but it's just so mid-range and chunky. It's so smooth, like butter. And then this would be the two of them together. That adds a nice dynamic. So if we were to do... That actually sounds brighter. I wonder if I've got these backwards. Let me see. No, it's definitely the neck. Both of them together had a bit of a brighter thing, didn't they? 'Cause yeah, that's definitely... I'm hitting the pickup now. So you don't get to hear it that high, I'm afraid. Love that. So classic. I wish I could hear it with... I'm a huge fan of positions 2 and 4, and I wish I could hear it with a mid pickup in it, but this is what we get. Now let's see what they do with a little more gain, huh? So gnarly. I love it. And then so compressed too. But the trade-off is, of course, you don't have a whole lot of attack with it. That's classic rock to the core. Let's try that with both of them wide open. Just the neck. They honestly don't sound that dynamically different. I mean, they're the same pickup. They have the exact same. Resistances and everything, but there's not that big of a difference to my ear in between the bridge and the neck as much as there is with both of them together. Forgot. I don't have those frets anymore. That would be. So much low end. Let's try it with a lot of gain. Now, with the understanding, of course, that this is going to be a little bit louder because none of the circuitry is connected to itself, like it doesn't have any shielding or anything, it's just sort of dangling around in there. But also P90s are just not that quiet. So much low end. together. Definitely get your Neelion on with this. And then the neck, if it makes any difference. Maybe one of these days I'll put them in there correctly, but until then, that's the end of this shootout. See ya.